You're probably familiar with organic gardening or organic farming, which involves using composted materials, no chemicals, no no bizarre additional things. It's all natural things that were here before man started tromping around and refining things. So it in gardening and farming, typically you can spread it on top. That's one way, and it rain and insects and worms take it down into the soil. The other technique is where you actually mix it into the soil so that it's already down where the roots will grow to it and continue to thrive as they grow. Now, with organic cooling, it's two, two similar aspects. The one where we would mix it down deeper. I'm not talking great depths because as you get deeper in the ocean, it's already cold. It's the surface water that's causing our temperature rise around the world. So what we would do is use aeration, which if you go to any aquarium that's got the whales, the sharks, all the peculiar little animals that come out of the sand at the sea floor, the aeration keeps them healthy. So if we were to aerate, let's say putting air, which through diffusers, just like in a fish tank, putting that down maybe up to 50 meters, you would be blowing tiny bubbles, which enlarge as they rise toward the surface, and they would be cooling the water as they're coming up. And that can, depending on the amount of aeration, I mean, obviously we would need some pretty powerful aeration, but it's certainly doable at a cost that doesn't risk life, any form of life on the planet. So that's technique number one. We get the cold air going um, through the surface waters, which will make them healthier for fish. It's proven in every aquarium. Second technique is where you would lay it on top of the water and let the cold seep down, which is a natural occurring thing. To do that, again, either on ships or stationary object, say a oil rig, you put pumps into the ocean. They don't have to be very deep, just deep enough so that when the wave action doesn't make the pump come up out of the water. You want to keep it in the water, and you have pumps strong enough that they can blow the water through modified snow cannon, which is what every ski resort uses. Well, not every, but most of them. They create their own snow. So what we would be doing here, as in the other method, I mean, in the other method, we're putting air that's, say, 20 to 40 degrees below zero, putting that in the water, which is above zero. It's above freezing, obviously. So we're putting that freezing cold in, and some experiments I've conducted lead me to believe that in the far north of the Arctic, we would actually be, the bubbles would be coming up that combined with water, and it would be a kind of a sludge, a semi-frozen sludge. Now, the other method I was beginning to talk about, where we've got the pumps in the water on the back of a boat or stationary object, and they're pumping up through a snow cannon, and that snow, modified cannon, so that it's not really snow, it would actually be crystals of ice. Now, I did an experiment years ago where it was 20 below, yeah, 10 to 20 degrees below zero, and I took a dropper and it went up 25 feet and letting water out one drop at a time. And in that temperature, by the time it hit the ground, it was frozen and shattered. So if we're blowing ocean water, say the ocean water temperature is just slightly above freezing, and we're blowing it through the air, which is maybe 20 to 40 degrees below freezing, That's going to land on the ocean as ice crystals, and depending how thick they're spread, uh, they they may last a good while, combine and form a sheet of ice. Um, but in any event, that would seep into the ocean as the nutrients in organic farming seep into the ground. Only we're not growing anything; we're just cooling it, which is the whole idea. And if we were to put enough of these systems out, we could, seriously, we're talking billions of dollars. Obviously, the ocean's very large, and it's a it's a large project that we need to do because the ocean temperatures, if we have temperatures like last year in 2024, we are likely to have disaster scenes like we saw in 2024. So this is fairly urgent. We need to get out there and start doing it now. I have done some experiments, and I've gone into this in a little bit more depth in other videos, and I'll put links to those on or in the description below. And as I produce more, I'll add those in the description below. I thank you for watching, and I believe that this is something that it needs to be a public conversation. We need to have a lot more people calling representatives in their governments and saying, let's get on this, and let's get the temperature down, because it's conceivable that we could, given enough money, we could actually lower the temperature. Everybody's worried about it rising above 1.5. Now it's 2. We could probably, it's conceivable we could lower it 5. We put in a lot of effort in it. We could lower it more than we wanted, but I don't think we'll do that. I mean, this is something that's easily measurable. We've got 4,000 units floating around in the ocean now that are checking temperature, checking salinity, and we've got a lot of people monitoring ice, which I have spoken to some of them, and they're not expressing any negatives about what I'm suggesting. So let's get the word around, and let's get our Earth a little bit more, or I should say a little bit less hostile. Thanks for watching.